Hello everybody and welcome back to Coffee Talk. I just got called by a scammer using my own number. That's weird. Moving on. Why would they use my number? That's so weird. Werewolf representatives push the ministry for more accessible sedative. Good. Doctor from Salaktown arrested for experimenting with child cloning. That's creepy. I mean, maybe he was doing it because something happened with his own kid and he was sad. But hopefully it wasn't anything that started with a P, because we don't want that here. That's disgusting. Yep. Okay, military personnel stationed along East Coast to prevent immigrants flooding in from the Atlantic. Are you sure that would be okay? Yes. I mean, it would be really hard to pull off, but it's something that'll make the story different. Different isn't always good. It's a neat concept, but you need to handle it carefully and gracefully. I know. What is it? What are you talking about? Fuck! Gala! Damn it! I didn't look up his drink. Hang on. I'll do that right now. Fuck! I just glanced at it. Alright, mix up the ginger and the milk. Tea. Milk. Ginger. Tea, milk, ginger. Tea, milk, ginger. Hey, Gala. Tea, milk, ginger. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Gala. Am I interrupting? It looked like you were having an intense discussion. It's nothing. Lainey was just giving me feedback. It's for the book I'm writing. Sounds like a heavy discussion. What are you up to tonight? I'm just planning to sit and relax. Please don't let my presence interrupt you. Oh, don't worry about it. Although, I need to interrupt Lainey for a moment. Sure, how can I help you? Can I have a cup of... You remember my remedy? Of course. Do you want to give it a try again? My last order didn't quite hit the spot. Remember, it's tea and ginger. The last thing is definitely a different ingredient from either of those. Okay. Remember, it has tea and ginger. Tea, ginger, milk. This I'm pretty sure is it. Ginger milk tea. Wait. Did I... Damn it, I chanted it at myself and I totally forgotten what it was. Gala had. What? Had what? What he had? Here you go. Judging from the smell, this looks like it. Indeed. I have the same feeling. I've made a note of that mixture. Perfect. Anyway, please don't mind me and continue with the discussion. You figure he would be more excited that I figured out his remedy. No? You think he'd be like, yes, this is it. Great job, you're amazing. Compliment me, my dude. Wait, did we read yesterday's thing? Was it the one about the robot? I hope so. Ginger chai latte, good to calm yet warm your nerve. Sure, dude. Whatever. Tomodachi. Gala. I can't see. Veteran now working in a hospital. Oh, little kitty! Kinda looks like my kitty a little. Except there's no, like, dark brown spots. Let's see the story for today, now that I'm thinking of it. The anxious boy and his love stories on public transport. The day was hot, sunny, and humid, just like most days in Jakarta. I was standing inside a crowded bus, neither well-functioning air conditioning nor proper ventilation, trying to keep myself productive in the uncomfortable environment by reading my recently bought copy of Mariki Harukami's The Elephant Vanishes, while listening to a random playlist on my old iPod. Despite the hellish conditions, you could say I was luckier than most because I was standing near the rear door of the bus, leaning my back on the side of a seat. Safe enough not to fall out of the bus, breezy enough to feel the breath. The breath? Oh, I mixed these two words up. Breezy enough to breathe freely. Feel the breath. As mentioned, I was on a public bus in Jakarta, so naturally I needed to be wary with my surroundings, mostly keeping my belongings secure from pickpockets and other human pests. I glanced around the bus several times in between pages, and that was when I saw her. It's hard to describe her. She has no specific characteristics to differentiate her from other women. She was like the perfect example of the girl you walk past, unseeing on the sidewalk every day. A girl you might glance at for a second, then a few steps later would be hard even to remember her hair color. Never mind what her eyes, nose, her mouth looked like. Sorry, it feels like I have a lump in my throat and I don't know why. Sad face. She was standing near the front door of the bus, not leaning on anything or anyone, not touching the bacteria-infested hand grip on the ceiling of the bus, although to be fair, it might have been hard for her to reach that grip anyway. But still, she stood there with the perfect balance of a tree rooted in healthy soil. She stood as if someone had silently put the Venus de Milo on the bus, and she somehow fit perfectly without anyone noticing it happening. She was wearing a pair of earphones, wired just like the headphones were supposed to be, and a slight smile on her face. Sometimes she closed her eyes for a few moments, enjoying the music only she could hear. Her eyes rarely stayed in one place. They kept wandering around the bus, not too fast like someone anxious, not too slow like someone looking at something specific. Maybe she's the one, I thought. This isn't the first time a thought like this has crossed my mind. As a hopeless romantic, seeing any woman who piques my interest will immediately trigger a story in my imagination. A story of how I'll approach them, get to know them, with a proviso that they're just as I imagine them to be. Start dating, get married, have kids, grow old in our home, and so on and so on. Random cuties, that's what I call them. Unicorns among horses. I love that. That's cute. The term doesn't apply to any cute girl I see, of course. It has to be someone special, or at least someone I imagine to be special. The thing is, automatically imagining those stories whenever I happen across a random cutie isn't healthy. It puts a toll on my mind and, of course, my heart. It creates a lot of unhealthy expectations before any opportunities even arise. No, that even happens to me, dude. I see someone, and I'm like, friends? You're my friend now? We're friends now? Hi? You don't know my name? We're friends now? It's a hard life when you're like immediately making up friendships in your nugget. Oh shit. She looked at me. We made eye contact for a brief flash of seconds. I immediately returned to my book. Did she notice me staring at her? Did she see what I was thinking? My mind won't stop spinning, overthinking while my pulse beats double time in my ears. I continue staring at my book. With what just happened, I obviously can't read it properly. My eyes were looking at the words, but nothing was being processed other than thoughts of her. I glanced back at her, and she was staring at me. Eye contact more than once, it has to mean something. Should I approach her and introduce myself? Yes, I should. But what if things go wrong? What's the worst thing that could happen if we introduce ourselves? First, it's a crowded bus, and moving from the rear door to the front will definitely annoy some people. Second, what if we approach her, she becomes annoyed, and... Oh, come on, you're overthinking as usual. Nothing bad will happen, even if she does get annoyed. Don't dismiss me. Nothing bad will happen. Well, she might scream and say I'm a pervert, then the whole bus will beat me to death. Oh, and the worst option. What if we introduce ourselves, and then it turns out she's not like we imagined her to be? All that time and energy will be wasted, exchanged for years of agony. Everything will be fine. Don't worry so much. No matter what happens second, we'll have to try something first. No, there's too much risk. The debate is still raging inside my head, and that's when it happens. We make eye contact again, but this time it lasts longer than a few seconds, and then she smiled at me. Just a small curve of those perfectly average, beautiful lips. I quickly returned to my book. See, you have to do something. But remember the girl with the violin we saw on the train to Yogyakarta a few years ago? Of course I remember. Exactly. She was just a random person that sat across from you on the train. We don't even remember what month it was, and yet we can still remember the violin case she put in the overhead. Oh, wait, I skipped stuff. We still remember the maroon coat she was wearing, The violin case she put in the overhead compartment, her reddish hair in that pixie cut, her... Stop it, that was different. And we might have saved ourselves a lot of embarrassment by not talking to her. The thoughts, the noise, the internal dialogue, it wouldn't stop. I was sweating, but not because of the heat. A cold sweat. This has to stop. Stop, I screamed internally. Everything stopped, and just in time, my iPod randomly shuffled to Explosions in the Spaces. The only moment we're alone. I cranked up the volume, put my book in my bag, and just breathed. I don't know what that song is, now I feel like I want to listen to it. Yes, I might lose the chance to meet the one by doing this, but at least as long as I don't know her, she's perfect. As far as I know, she might be listening to Explosions in the Space. As far as I know, she might be a big fan of Harukami and Final Dreams 9. As far as I know, she might be single. As far as I know, she might be the 100% perfect match for me that I can't believe existed if my knowledge of her goes any farther than what I know right now. Besides, as the old saying goes, if it's meant to be, it will be. The bus stopped in front of the Plaza Senayan, my destination. It was time for me to go. I decided not to look in her direction as I left, knowing that if I looked at her, it would be the last time I ever saw her. That's too hard for a hopeless romantic like me. I left the bus and enjoyed the warm sun and the breeze of fresh air, finally out of that metal Schrodinger's box. That's what happened. I turned my head to the right. Schrodinger's box. Sorry. That's only a little funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's when it happened. I turned my head to the right, and there she was, standing alone enjoying the breeze. Now she was free of the roasting metal box we humans named Bus. She turned her head to the left, showing a glimmer of surprise at seeing me standing there. After that, she smiled. So if it's meant to be, it will be? Oh, that was really cute. That was like super cute, and I love that one. I'm starting to get stiff in my shoulder. I should have gotten up and stretched after the last episode, but I didn't. Remind me! I know you can't, because this is future me. Well, past me. Past me. This is past me. You won't see this for another, 4 days. But remind me to stretch. Don't worry, Mr. Gala. We're done for the night. You're done? I have a lot of new homework thanks to you. You're welcome. Is Hyde coming? No, I'm by myself tonight. It's gonna be a peaceful night then. That's mean, Freya. Oh, come on. I was just joking. He needs to learn how to communicate his thoughts nicely, though. He might not look like it, but he's a very kind person, you know. He doesn't show it, that's for sure. That applies to you, too, as well. Ah, come on. Oh. Bailey's. That's what his name is. Hello. Goofy-looking elf boy. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Bailey's. Heya. How you doing, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Lainey was just criticizing my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? The story is non-linear and quite complicated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure storybook, but for adults. That's cool. Sounds pretty common so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. What? That score will determine which page you should go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. That actually sounds really cool. I know, it's not that original, but my target here is the mainstream audience. Huh? With the help of my publisher, this kind of book may go mainstream, just like that Choose Your Own Adventure show on Netstream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing and the names involved, it reached the mainstream market. That sounds interesting. And highly ambitious, Freya. At least it's simpler than my other idea, which is making the novel not in the form of book, but in the form of story cards. What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world. And that's before even considering the sensitive issue of setting the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? No, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait until I finished it, okay? Alright. As Lainey said though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal pitch approved is already a steep climb. Let's not make the mountain even higher. Fair enough. What's the story all about, by the way? You have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun. If you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything. What do you want to drink tonight? Ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Well, I'm gonna guess it's coffee. Ginger, maybe milk than ginger. Wait. Coffee, milk, ginger. Wait, no, this is, damn it. Milk, ginger, coffee. Wait, is that what he wanted? Is that what he wanted? Wait, is that what he wanted? What did he say? Ginger latte. What did I do last time? Shit. My brain is a dumb place to be. Milk. Tea, milk, ginger. Oh, his was tea. Doesn't help that I don't have any of this stuff unlocked anymore. Ginger latte. Coffee, ginger, milk, whatever. I burped. Ginger latte. Okay, I'm glad I remade it. Here you go. Thanks. Damn, this is good. With this kind of drink-making skill, I wonder why your place isn't any bigger. What we have here now is more than enough for me. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. By the way, how are you doing, Baileys? Still busy with your last client? Oh, I'm done with her. Done? As in you're dropping the project? He just laughed. Hey, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. Done as in I finished the job. I spent the past few days making sure. It's even done before the deadline. Did she like it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course, but I convinced her. By using some design terms she doesn't understand. So you finished your job by bullshitting her? It's funny. The finest bullshit, my lady. That's one survival skill every freelancer must have. Are you working on anything right now? No. I'm taking a break from work. I need to work on a few personal matters. Like you and Lua? Something like that. By the way, I'm curious. How did you guys meet? If you don't mind me asking. I don't mind. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know? Oh, come on. Who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Oh, spicy. Freya would say something like spicy. And I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, I'll say it slowly. I used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Okay. Let's call him Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend. Still following? And that girl has a friend. And the friend is the one I'm after. Oh, okay. Got it. She was one of the hottest girls there, but everyone knew she wasn't the type of girl you'd want to date. Why? Ha, same. Why? I don't want to get into the details, but the succubus was super hot, and all the guys wanted to sleep with her. She was a player, too. Huh? That doesn't sound like Lua at all. Because it wasn't Lua, genius. Huh? Lua was my friend's girl. Holy moly, you stole your best friend's girl? What a butt cheek. What a butt cheek. I feel like I'm slowly sinking down into my chair. I'm melting. Kitty does a stretch. Holy moly! This is getting spicier. The other girl's name was... Let's just call her Rose. Continue. I knew Lua thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now, will you let me continue without interruptions? Okay. So I asked Lua a lot of things about Rose. She knew what I was after. It annoyed her so much, but I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was pretty active guy back then. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. God damn it. I'm recording. So Lua came over to visit at one point. I lived with Cognac back in college. I'd been out and I got back just as Lua arrived. A total coincidence. We went into our place together and witnessed something surprising. Was it Cognac and Rose? What? Cognac was sleeping with Rose. Holy mother of moly! I saw the look on Lua's face. The disbelief, anger, sadness. And without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? Now I don't feel bad that you stole his Lua. I got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tutor for kids. Oh no. He was pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch, and he beat me to a pulp. Easily. Lua begged me to stop fighting on her behalf. More like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, but I don't give up so easily. I was beaten pretty bad, but Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that. I don't even remember the exact date, but suddenly that friendship turned into a relationship. That was one hell of a story. I know. Have you seen her by any chance? Yeah. Lua came by a few days ago. How is she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. She got into an argument, though. With whom? There was this male model. A model? Oh no. Wait, Freya, don't put it that way. This guy's girlfriend. I think I said that correctly. I didn't think she was that type of girl to go out with a model. Oh, they weren't together. What were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. Lua told us about the reason behind the fight, about your family stuff, and then this guy, Hyde, joined the discussion. What did he say? He didn't understand why Lua would insist on getting family approval, considering, you know. What? You're willing to leave your own family. You would do that for her? Yes, I would. I have a hair on my eyelashes, but I don't know if it's still connected to my head or not. Yes, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Help me. It tickles. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family. Or I should say, most elven families. They all think they're so high and mighty. If you're born an elf, there are certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never, ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people. You must dress a certain way. You can only have certain jobs. Jobs that are deemed worthy and successful. Like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something elves would deem suitable. Unless you become the next Da Vinci. So, when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screamed like they were on fire. They told me that I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree? You want to know the worst part? They blamed Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art, yelled about how her kind is ruining the country, accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord, accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Whoa. Kitty! Try not to shake the table so much, Bayo. I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's so not cool. I don't want to sound judgmental, but your family's racist. Tell me about it. Lua's the only person that can make me feel alive. She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lua is so obsessed. with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know? I would happily leave them for the both of us. What about her? What about her and her family? You may be happy to leave your family, however, it may not be the same for her. Gala, do you have something to say? Perhaps you could give us a different perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Gala's all caught up. He got caught up the last time. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assume that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct? Yes, she's a succubus. I see. I'm a werewolf. For werewolves, the wolf pack is the most important thing. We'll put family before any other. We often have our own problems within the pack, but we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true for her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that all those bad stereotypes about succubi are true? I never thought of it that way before. Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that will put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions. There's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. This is bugging me. Shut up. What are you? What? You're punk. Ha! Been listening to Pumpkin Spice since I was a wee lad. What I'm doing with my life, escaping bold legs, experiencing life one color at a time. One day I'll have my own solo exhibition. Good job, boyo. Wait. No, take me. This. Shut up! Shut up! Warm energy boost, perfect for a cold evening. Okay. I hate the little notification icon. It bothers me so much. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know what the future holds. One day circumstances might change. One day one of you might regret your decisions. One day you might use the "I left my family for you" card. Yeah, that's really not fair. We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be. You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it will die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy. It will be hard work, because life is full of storms, and marriage, it will not survive on love alone. Whoa, that's deep. Well, I have each other, and that's enough for us. Tell me, do you have health insurance? What? I'm an elf. Why would I need health insurance? You'll need some. What for? Immortality is an elven privilege, but you'll lose it if your family disowns you. I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill and got seriously injured, emptied their entire life savings for an $8 pill because because in this country they charge $20,000 for it. And if you decide to have children, they won't have the same privileges you do. There's a high probability they'll get bullied for being a half-breed. There are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about it. Anyway, I've got to go. I apologize for my intrusion. No, thank you for your insight. I've got to go too. I like Gala. He's also a good boy. Pat, pat. This game is full of good boys. It's full of good boys, and I love it. Want to head out together? Sure. Thanks for the drink, Lainey. And Freya. Bye. Peace. What? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. They were leaving anyway. Are you going to write that in your book? It's a secret. If your book is based on this coffee shop, how can you present a story like theirs in a world with only humans around? I'm not sure. Perhaps a hot drink will give you some inspiration. Sounds like a great idea. I don't get to make it though. Ginger chai latte, good to calm you at warm your nerve. Okay. That's the end of this episode. I finally remembered to end it at this point and not in the next page. Because, yes. Good job me. I have to burp and it's causing me issues with my talking. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and playing with me. I'm sorry I'm an odd one, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!